Well, it's another Monday afternoon, which means it's time for a Monday football wrap-up episode here for you. I'm Joey Jenkins with you here, and it was a busy weekend in the world of football, and it was a big weekend of firsts here locally. It was the first game of the season for the Colfax Bulldogs and the first home game for the Moscow Bears. And let's start off with the Colfax Bulldogs. They open up their season at home, taking on the Asotin Panthers. Now, last year, Colfax took down Asotin for the Panthers' last game of the season, and they do the same to open up their own season. Colfax takes down Asotin on Friday night, 21-8. When we look into this game, it really was a dominating performance by the Bulldogs on both sides of the ball. Let's start off with some of the offensive numbers. It was a highly powered offense by the Bulldogs. They racked up 191 rushing yards, backed it up with 147 yards from the air in passing, and quarterback Brady Ellis was accurate as ever, going 11 for 14. So the offense held up their end of the bargain, and the defense, well, they did theirs as well, allowing only 58 passing yards against the Panthers and only 63 yards rushing. So the Colfax Bulldogs open up their season with a big win over Asotin. They move to 1-0, and they'll await the Coeur d'Alene JV at home. That one starts, of course, at 7 o'clock this Friday with pregame at 6:45 on AM 1450 KCLX. Now, Colfax gets their win. How about the Moscow Bears? They open up their home field play at Bear Field, taking on the West Valley Eagles out of Spokane. Now, last year, West Valley blanked and shut out the Moscow Bears, winning 20-0. And unfortunately, this year, it's quite the same result as the West Valley Eagles took down the Moscow Bears this past Friday night, 30-0. And as we look into this game, it really was one big factor that led to the Moscow Bears losing this one. It was turnovers by Moscow. They had 4 turnovers in the game, 3 fumbles, and 1 interception. And really, the fumbles came at critical points, one on their own 18-yard line, the other on the 5-yard line, right in there to score. So when they get inside that 20, a couple of unfortunate errors for Moscow as they coughed up the ball 3 times and threw 1 interception. So when we look at the Bears, though, their numbers continue to improve as we go on throughout the season. It was 164 total yards for the Bears, 69 yards rushing, and 95 yards passing. And when we look at the performance of Kyle Snyder, he continues to pass the ball more and more as the games have gone on. He attempted 15 passes last week against Clarkson. He throws 18 passes this week, completes 14 of them, so he goes 14 of 18 from the air, those 95 yards passing, no touchdowns, and that 1 interception. So now Moscow has moved to 0-3 this year, and they will take on Pullman this Friday night. At Pullman, they'll take on the rival Greyhounds. That, of course, starting at 7 o'clock as well. Pregame at 6:45 on AM 1400, the Palousas ESPN.